Candace Owens just dismantled a smear attempt live in Congress, and it's one of those moments you can't stop watching. You've got to see how she handled this. But before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we break down the truth the media refuses to show.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In congressional hearings, the minority party gets to select its own witnesses. And of all the people that Republicans could have selected, they picked Candace Owens. I don't know Miss Owens. I'm not going to characterize her. I'm going to let her own words do the talking. So I'm going to play for you the first 30 seconds of a statement she made about Adolf Hitler.
I agree. I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets, the definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want. So when you think about, whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist, but if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. Problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everybody to be German, everybody to be speaking German.
All right, so my first question is to Ms. Hirschenoff. Ms. Owens said, quote, if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. The problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. So when people try to legitimize Adolf Hitler, does that feed into white nationalist ideology?
It does, Mr. Lieu. I know that Ms. Owens distanced herself from those comments later, but we expressed great concern over the original comments.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Owens, I'm sorry. We just started recording. Would you like time to respond to that?
Yes, I think it's pretty apparent that Mr. Lieu believes that black people are stupid and will not pursue the full clip in its entirety. He purposely presented an extracted clip.
The witness will suspend for a moment. It is not proper to refer disparagingly or to a member of the committee. The witness will not do that again. Witness may continue.
Sure, even though I was called despicable.
Witness may not refer to a member of the committee as stupid.
I didn't refer to him as stupid. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. You didn't listen to what I said. May I continue?
Please.
As I said, he is assuming that black people will not go pursue the full 2-hour clip. And he purposefully he cut off, and you didn't hear the question that was asked of me. He's trying to present as if I was launching a defense of Hitler in Germany, when in fact, the question that was asked of me was pertaining to whether or not I believed that whether or not I believed in nationalism, and that nationalism was bad. And what I responded to was that I do not believe that we should be characterizing Hitler as a nationalist. He was a homicidal, psychopathic maniac that killed his own people. A nationalist would not kill their own people. That is exactly what I was referring to in the clip, and he purposely wanted to give you a cut-up similar to what they do to Donald Trump to create a different narrative. That was unbelievably dishonest, and he did not allow me to respond to it, which is worrisome and should tell you a lot about where people are today in terms of trying to drum up narratives. By the way, I would like to also add that I work for Prager University, which is run by an Orthodox Jew. Not a single Democrat showed up to the embassy opening in Jerusalem. I sat on a plane for 18 hours to make sure that I was there. I'm deeply offended by the insinuation of revealing that clip without the question that was asked of me.
Thanks, Mrs. Owens, and I yield the remainder of my time.
Gentleman yields back.
Now here's what happened. Congressman Ted Lieu thought he could score political points by playing a short clip of Candace Owens talking about nationalism and Hitler. He played 30 seconds, just 30 seconds of a 2-hour interview. Then he sat back smug, waiting for the backlash. But Candace wasn't having it. She fired back with precision and confidence. She called out exactly what he did, cutting and twisting her words to create a narrative that never existed. What she said in that original interview was that nationalism by itself isn't evil. She was making the point that Hitler wasn't a nationalist. He was a homicidal maniac obsessed with global domination. There's a difference between loving your country and wanting to conquer others. The left always pretends not to understand that distinction because it doesn't fit their agenda. They want to paint anyone who says America first as some kind of extremist, when all we're saying is that our government should prioritize its own citizens before worrying about the rest of the world. And here's the part that really exposes the game. Owens pointed out that Congressman Lieu assumed people wouldn't look up the full clip. He expected Americans to just take his edited version as truth. That's exactly what the media does every day. They cut, distort, and twist to fit their headline. Owens compared it to how they treat Donald Trump, and she's absolutely right. They'll take one sentence, strip away the context, and then run wall-to-wall coverage calling it proof of something it never was. Candace Owens represents a growing number of Americans who are done being bullied into silence. She's articulate, unapologetic, and smart enough to see through their tricks. When she said she works for PragerU, a platform run by an Orthodox Jew, and attended the Jerusalem embassy opening herself, that was her way of saying, don't lecture me about anti-Semitism when I've put in the work to support Jewish voices and Israel firsthand. This exchange is a perfect example of what happens when you refuse to back down in the face of political theater. The left uses identity politics to trap people. They expected a young black woman to stay in line with their narrative, and when she didn't, they tried to destroy her credibility. But instead, she exposed their tactics live on camera. Here's what it really means. The establishment doesn't fear racists. They fear independent thinkers. They fear anyone who questions the script, especially someone like Candace, who destroys the victim narrative they've built their careers on. So, if you believe in truth over political theater, if you're tired of fake outrage and media manipulation, make sure to share this video. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment below about what you think of how Candace handled that ambush. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about her. It's about what happens when you stand your ground and refuse to let lies define you.